Hello, teacher. This is my activity 9. Here's the chart. I'm going to talk about it. So let's start with the first one, the first concept, and it talks about value diversity. And I answered, I always view human difference as a positive and a cause for celebration because I think this has a lot of impact in our daily lives, like the difference between humans and our values and our ethics and our knowledge uh, makes the life very interesting, and I always will celebrate for it. So so let's get ahead with the next one. That's I know myself. I answered fairly because I do think I know my cultural descendants, and I always like try to tell people conscientize people that Mexicans are the best of the best. But even though I think I can still improve it by I don't know, maybe searching for my roots from where I come from. And sometimes Mexican is a worst enemy from another Mexican. I have lived this phrase. I used to do like taekwondo when I was in la selección nacional, and there was always like this type of criticism between the other members of the selección, and I don't like that a little bit. So I always share my culture. I answered with three fairly often. I think that to learn from others, you need to know your own culture, and that's what I was saying in the last question. Like I would like to be more to get more information about my own culture, my roots, where I come from, and it's very important to know it, not just from your country, like also from your family. I informed myself of my antepasados, and uh, I got a lot of data, like, and I was very uh, surprised with what I got. Like Francisco y Madero is my tío bisabuelo, and I was very surprised about that. So let's get ahead with the next one. I I'm aware of my areas of this discomfort. Yeah, I'm always aware of my areas. When I'm in an area where I'm not like in comfortable. Yeah, I've traveled a lot. Like I went to last year. No, this year I went to G20 in Brazil. That's the it's a event made for entrepreneurs, and I didn't feel like comfortable with talking to these people. Well, not to all. I don't want to generalize, but there were this type of stereotypical um, adults that want to still be teenagers, and I didn't like what type of ideas they had, and they were they yeah, they got different ideas that differ from mine, and I try to not argue about I try not to discuss, maybe exchange our ideas, but I always try to keep it simple, like with tempo, and that's it. I think that's my way of working out things and conversations. So the next one, I think it's the only one that I answered in sometimes occasionally, and it says I am aware of the assumptions that I hold about people of cultures different from my own. Um, I chose this score because I think I'm not always aware about it. Like sometimes I make uh, I make this type of ideas. They are extremely wrong. I've encountered in different situations where I don't know, like assume something about other people just because of the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they show like their religion. Like I work with in Emson, that's a company from the US, and my team mostly is formed by uh, judíos, and I've encountered in different types of discussions because of this, and I'm trying to learn more about being more conscious to stop, like I don't know, making this type of ideas. I always try to challenge my stereotypes, and I answered that in the last one of this picture. Well, no, not I didn't answer always because there's a lot of patterns from my parents, my culture that I'm trying to change because, as you know, teacher, we here in Monterrey, there's a lot of um, machism, machismo. There's like this stereotypical, yeah, yeah, like this thought of the regio being like, well, not this thought. It is a reality. Yeah, it is a reality. There's a lot of machismo in disfrazado, and people maybe they don't even perceive it, like and it comes not only in our daily life, also in our relationships, in our way to talk, like even though in carne asadas always, I don't know why, but men is supposed to go outside and women is supposed to stay inside, like why the hell is that a thing? And so in the next one, I'm a very conscious person. I try to be. So I answered in sometimes that it says I am aware of my culture of how my cultural perspective influences my judgment about what are appropriate, normal, or superior, etc. Yeah. So basically, I lived in a very conservative family. I grew up with them, and I have earrings, tattoos, and all type of modifications in my body. And I thought this made me like more conscious or like that, but it doesn't. I have, like I said, a lot of patterns of my parents that I'm trying to change. So let's go to the next one because I have almost no time. That is, I accept that in cross cultural situations there can be uncertainty, and that uncertainty can make me anxious. I answered that in with a two because I'm not an anxious person. I'm a very calm and temple person, so I try to not be anxious. But I am aware of that. I try to be curious, as I told you. I've traveled a lot. I have put myself in different situations with different people from all around the world that had made me the person that I am today, and I try to create relationships with them. And I am aware of my privilege if I am white when I'm working with a Aboriginal person or a person of color, and I am very aware of that it's a thing in a reality that we are trying, like maybe this new generation to conceive as not black or white but humans, and that's my solution. Thank you, teacher.